Hello and welcome to the show. The Birds are 4-0, but all is far from well with this team and how the fans and media perceive them. It's time for my breakdown. I started last week talking about the tale of two halves. The Bucs game was more the same, but in reverse. The Birds dominated the Bucs in all phases in the first half. After the Eagles' defense forced a first series punt, Cameron Latou blocked it, and Sidney Brown scooped and scored for a 7-0 lead before the Birds' offense could even get on the field. On the offense's first possession, Hurts went 5 for 6 passing and ripped off a 29-yard scramble and capped that drive with a 2-yard touchdown shovel pass to Dallas Goedert and a 14-0 lead. The offense then went on a 6-play, 67-yard drive and then another 5-yard touchdown pass to Goedert, and a 12-play, 54-yard drive resulting in a Jake Elliott 39-yard field goal to take a 24-6 halftime lead. After the Birds defense held the Bucs offense to 99 yards total in the first half and 1 of 7 on third down conversions, it looked as if the Birds would run away with this game at the half. Then, like last week, the script flipped in the most unusual of ways. The Eagles' offense managed -1 yard the entire second half, and Jalen Hurts went 0 for 7 passing. I'm still stunned that this offense, with all the weapons, can go 30 minutes not completing a single pass and gaining a grand total of 17 yards on 20 rushes. The defense follows suit as well. The Bucs offense amassed 286 second-half yards, 224 yards passing, and 62 on the ground. But the big story was the explosive plays. A 77-yard bomb to Emeka Egbuka, a 72-yard pass to Bucky Irvin, and a 58-yard field goal turned a potential blowout into a cardiac nail-biter. As bad as the defense played in the second half, it was their timely big plays that won the game. 2 turnovers on downs, a forced fumble that the Birds recovered, and a back-breaking interception by rookie linebacker Jahad Campbell to seal the win. Under normal circumstances, the conversation surrounding the 4-0 team would be positive. A lot of teams would love to be exactly where the Birds are, undefeated. But it seems to always be one thing or another with this quarterback, wide receiver, OC, and team. The offense still cannot find its consistent rhythm. The inferred comments on social media by A.J. Brown, the lingering questions about the lack of his involvement in the offense, and the inability to get Saquon Barkley going has everyone reminiscing about the collapse of 2023. I'm not in that camp for 2 reasons. One, this offense is too talented to not find its way, and defensively, they're young and developing. They're simply heads and shoulders better than that 2023 team. It's perplexing when you consider the talent on this unit as to why they're struggling, and leaves many to wonder, is it the offensive play calling, the quarterback play, the inconsistent and injury-riddled offensive line, or that opponents have made the necessary adjustments to what they do best? I expected for the defense to struggle a bit with all the changes in youth across the lineup, but they seem to be making a more pronounced stride than this veteran-laden offense. At the end of the day, throughout all the struggles, they still find a way to just win. And until they don't, that's all that really matters. That's my breakdown. Up next, Hall of Fame and legendary head coach Dick Vermeil joins me to further break down the Eagles' struggles through the first 4 weeks.
You play big-time college football, you get some NIL money. You get drafted in the NFL, and you start making real big money. However, you're 23 years old and you don't have any credit. Here at Mid-Penn Bank, we're helping these athletes establish credit through secured credit cards and other strategies that can help develop their credit now, so as they continue to make money, they can have long-term success financially.
At Revolution X, we know that fortunes are made in times of uncertainty. Are you selling your investment real estate? Are you interested in deferring your tax with a 1031 exchange? At RevX, we're experts in 1031 exchange planning and the use of passive real estate options using DSTs. Not in the midst of an exchange and want to invest in real estate but don't know where to start? Revolution X has institutional grade real estate options for any size investor right now. Set up a consultation at RevXWealth.com. RevX, defer the tax, maximize the gain.
Gentlemen, are you ready for a wardrobe update? Introducing Divine Nine's Custom Menswear, your clothier for truly unique, custom-made threads. With Divine Nine, you can design your own one-of-a-kind suit, jacket, slacks, shirts, golf pants, and shorts, perfectly handcrafted by our skilled artisans who will bring your vision to life. Prepare to stand out from the crowd with Divine Nine's Custom Clothier, official clothier of Seth Joyner. Custom clothing made for you.
Since 1893, Weber Display and Packaging has been Pennsylvania's leading manufacturer of corrugated packaging and displays. We're family owned with 4 Philadelphia locations, 2 converting facilities, a warehouse, and a fulfillment center. Designed through delivery, we exceed customer needs. Weber Display and Packaging, our core values drive everything we do. Come join our team. This segment is brought to you by Verizon Communications. Welcome back. Super Bowl champion and iconic head coach Dick Vermeil is here to talk about the Birds' woes. Coach, by this time of the season, most teams have kind of found their footing just a little bit. What, in your opinion, is going on with this offense?
Well, I really don't know. I know this. I have never seen a team go from the Super Bowl performance and be one of the best in the history of the team to what they are right now. I'm sure that the coaches are working real hard to determine what the issues are, but maybe they're obvious to fans, but they're not obvious to the coaching staff. Yes, I've never seen a team go 32 yards in the first half for total offense and to the next game and do the same in the second half, and a quarterback that doesn't throw a completed pass in a second. I've just never seen those things happen before. And they're hard to define. And I'm sure, in the past, Nick has proved that he has the ability to solve issues. This issue may be more serious than any problem he's had to solve. I can't give you the answers for him. I'm not sitting in those meeting rooms. I'm not studying the videos like they are. But obvious they have problems. The great wide receivers aren't getting the ball. We have one guy complaining like hell, and the other kid who's almost as good a wide receiver hasn't said a word yet. So that's a personality difference. But I studied the numbers, Seth, and it's just such a dramatic drop in performance from what they were to what they are. I have no experience handling that or evaluating that.
Coach, is it possible that teams have spent the offseason looking at who and what the Eagles are and have come up with a blueprint, have come up with a remedy for slowing this offense down?
Well, I'm sure people get a lot better at defensing a sophisticated offense like they finished with last year. They become better the next year at it because they study it and they see what teams have done that sort of slowed them down, even though the Eagles went on and won the game and had such a great season. I'm sure that takes place. I know we always did that as a coaching staff. We evaluated what we did. We knew that the opponents were evaluating what we had done, and we then sort of planned to and think about what we're going to have to do to keep the offense growing. You lose good assistant coaches or add good assistant coaches, it always makes a difference. They lost their coordinator, and that could be a factor with there's no substitute for experience at that. And that could be part of it. And I think the fact that they're 4-0 really helps them because they are talented enough to be 4-0. Their performance doesn't equate to a 4-0 team. You definitely, you being a great defensive player, that defensive coaches come up with schemes that hurt you, but don't eliminate your offense. I mean, you take your offense. I just finished studying the stats. You're 32 in the league in different things, and 31, 29. And my gosh, it's just unheard of. 30 in total yards, 30 in yards per play. 29 in yards per attempt rushing. It's just, that's a first downs passing last in the NFL from a Super Bowl team. I don't have experience answering questions about that topic.
Coach, there's a lot of chatter going on around A.J. Brown and his lack of involvement in the offense. You referenced it already, his cryptic social media posts. What's your opinion on the situation? Because I'm old school in mine, but I'm sure yours is the same.
I know you are. That's why I love you. The best player for a position is not always the best player for a team, regardless of his performance. I don't see Smith on the other side complaining about it. And, for one reason or another, Tennessee let him go. Okay? Tennessee let him go. So there's issues within his profile, and you can rationalize and say, well, geez, he just loves to compete. You tell me those guys in the offensive line don't love to compete. You tell me your running back doesn't love to compete. They all have issues, and they're all frustrated. Brown just demonstrates it more verbally. Yeah. And, I personally, as the head coach, I don't like that, and I don't rationalize it being a positive. But, Nick has done a great job of handling these issues in the past, and I think he will do it again.
Coach, before I let you go, the defense and special teams are making some huge plays that have impacted the outcome of the first 4 games. How impressed are you with what Vic Fangio has done and what special teams coach Michael Clay has put together to this point?
Well, I would say this. I don't think there's another defensive coordinator in the league doing what Vic Fangio has done for Philadelphia. He's an amazing football coach. And again, I go back to saying there's no substitute for experience. You go with a guy that's got a ton of experience, that loves coaching, that's a bright guy, that's been successful in years past, and he hasn't lost it. In fact, he probably knows more today than he did last year at the same time, because he's not quite as physical right now as they were last year, especially in the edge rushers and those kind of things. But he is an unbelievable high percentage contributor to the success of the football team. Mm-hmm. And I had a Marion Campbell, okay, that really happened. Then I had John Bunning and at the Rams, who did a great job for me coordinating the offense there with Peter Junta. You got to have those guys. Offensively, I had Mike Martz at the Rams in St. Louis. I had Al Saunders at St. Louis. They all make head coaches look smarter. Mm-hmm. And right now, you need those kind of guys. But I don't think there's another Vic Fangio in the league.
No doubt about it. I'll reach out to you, for my podcast a couple of weeks down the road. That way,
I'm here.
That way we can kind of really dive into it. We got the whole hour. I'll block off the whole hour and we'll just talk football. And hopefully by the time we get there, the team is still undefeated. I always enjoy talking football with you. You know that. Thanks for your time, and be sure to tell Carolyn I said hello.
I appreciate that. Take care. Keep doing what you're doing. I really enjoy your evaluation. I know it's 100% sincere and honest. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All
Take
right,
care,
Coach.
buddy.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Up next, Brad Feinberg joins me to talk fantasy football and give his betting picks for Week 5.
There's a number on the screen.
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 There is a number on the screen.
There's a number on the screen.
There's a number on the screen. There's a number on the screen.
Pride, passion, and persistence. These are the values that drive us all at Ron Jaworski Golf. We strive to deliver outstanding conditions as well as playability for golfers of all ages and abilities. Our championship golf courses offer a variety of challenges, from a link-style walk along the river to an escape into the pines and everything in between. My team at Ron Jaworski Golf is committed to delivering memorable experiences every single day. See all we do at ronjaworskigolf.com.
Since 1893, Weber Display and Packaging has been Pennsylvania's leading manufacturer of corrugated packaging and displays. We're family-owned with 4 Philadelphia locations, 2 converting facilities, a warehouse, and a fulfillment center. Designed through delivery, we exceed customer needs. Weber Display and Packaging. Our core values drive everything we do. Come join our team.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick?
I'd suggest a classic cat eye.
Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
At MidPenn Bank, we believe in the power of community. We're not just another bank, we're your bank. We're also your neighbor. For over 150 years, we've been helping dreams come true, financing projects that make a difference locally. From small businesses to community centers, we're here to support what matters most to you, donating time and resources to strengthen the Philadelphia region. And when Philly's favorite superstars need a bank they can trust, they turn to MidPenn Bank just like you can. MidPenn Bank. Stronger communities, stronger futures. Let's build something great together.
This segment is brought to you by Recovery Unplugged. Welcome back. Say hello to Brad Feinberg. Give him a follow on X at Brad's Best Bets for your weekly fantasy and betting tips. Brad, it looked great, then it didn't, but they got the W. And most important, they covered.
Seth, I like the way you're thinking, man. It's my kind of answer. Listen, got to give them credit, Seth. They've played a really hard schedule, right? They've beaten some really tough teams. And to be 4-0 to me, great beginning for this team. I give them a lot of credit because that's not an easy Tampa Bay team to beat. That was kind of been their kryptonite, right? But great job by the Eagles. If you look at the Chiefs the last few years when they've been to 3 straight Super Bowls, people would say the same thing. Oh, they're winning ugly. They're winning ugly. They're winning ugly. Oh, they can't keep winning like this. They won, I think, like 14 straight games by 1 score or less. How do they keep doing it? But they just kept doing it, no matter what was posed in front of them, no matter who they played. Like a commute, they adapt to whoever they're playing and they find a way to win. Eagles seem to be the same kind of way, which is interesting, I think.
All right, let's get started on your fantasy likes and fades for week 5.
You guys, Seth, I'm going to start off with my likes. And quarterback, listen, I'm going to go Daniel Jones going against a pretty mediocre Raiders defense. Jones continues to play well, got cheated out of a touchdown when Adonai Mitchell fumbled that cost them the victory in that game. That was a tough beat. But I think Dan Jones, underpriced, still not getting the respect probably he's deserved for how well he's played this year. Running back wise, Seth, I'm going to look at Trey Benson. Tremendous matchup against the Tennessee Titans. You know, James Conner out for the season. He's not being priced in the top 15. He had a tough matchup against a really good Seattle run defense. Not so much this week versus Tennessee. Give me Trey Benson being pretty cheap this week. Wide receiver, Seth. Look, it was so upsetting seeing what happened to Tyreek Hill. I hate when any kind of athlete has a horrible injury like that. But from a fantasy perspective, Jalen Waddle really should step up, not being priced in the top 25, going against a very poor Carolina defense. Yeah, give me Jalen Waddle. He's probably going to be elite from this day forward. And defensively, Seth, I'm going to take New Orleans Saints. Second cheapest defense on the board going against the Giants offense that lost Malik Neighbors. I'll take my chances with them. And then from an overrated standpoint, Seth, quarterback-wise, don't hate me, don't shoot the messenger. I'm going to say Jalen Hurts. He's the highest priced quarterback this week, Seth. Many great weeks to use Jalen Hurts. I just don't think this is one of them against the Denver defense I respect. Running back-wise, I'm going to have to say Chase Brown. He's still getting elite respect, and this Cincinnati offense is just bad. I just don't see it. I can't pay up for him. Wide receiver-wise, and again, I hate to say it. I love the Eagles, but A.J. Brown being priced in the top 10. 3 of the 4 games this year, he's gone for combined, Seth, 42 yards. Not sure what's going on in that really great game against the Rams, but going against Patrick Surtain and company. Other weeks to use A.J. Brown, this is not going to be one of them for me. And defensively, the Miami Dolphins are actually getting crazy respect. They're being priced in the top 5. That's ridiculous. They allowed a scoring drive in their first 20 possessions this year. Yeah, they're going against Carolina, but Carolina did put up 30 against the Falcons. Not taking the Dolphins this week, Seth.
All right, Brad, so give me your top 4 picks for game matchups this week.
Well, you know, Seth, and I know I said I like Daniel Jones and he's playing well this year, and that's the case. I agree. But here's the thing. I think 7 points is too many points. I think the Raiders can keep this game close, keep this game tight. Wouldn't even be shocked with an outright victory, but I think this game is close. I think 7's a little bit too high. I think this line should be closer to 5.5. Give me the Raiders +7. Next, Seth, I don't understand how the Vikings are laying 4 points on a neutral field. I really don't. To me, the Browns have been honestly just as impressive as the Vikings all year. Yeah, they don't have the name factor because the quarterback play isn't great, but neither is Minnesota's. Give me the Browns +4 in a game I say is 50-50. Last two, so I'll take a favorite here. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to lay the 3 points against Tampa Bay. I think we saw Tampa Bay, Seth, against the Eagles last week, extremely banged up. No such luck for that in terms of Seattle. They're completely healthy. I really like the way Seattle's playing. I think Seattle wins this one and not only covers the 3, I think they win this one by double digits. Looking for a little alternate line action, getting big odds. Seattle's my pick for that. So I'm going to take New England Patriots getting 9 against the Buffalo Bills. Bills, obviously a better team, I get it, but I think this Patriots team is a tough team that actually can hang around and keep this game somewhat respectable. I think 9's a little bit too much. I think it should have been closer to 7.
All right, my friend, thanks for your insights and picks and your time. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate you, sir.
All right, when I come back, I'll share my final thoughts and predictions for the Birds' next test. The 2-2 Denver Broncos visit Lincoln Financial Field on Sunday afternoon. Since 1893, Weber Display and Packaging has been Pennsylvania's leading manufacturer of corrugated packaging and displays. We're family-owned with 4 Philadelphia locations, 2 converting facilities, a warehouse, and a fulfillment center. Designed through delivery, we exceed customer needs. Weber Display and Packaging. Our core values drive everything we do. Come join our team.
Gentlemen, are you ready for a wardrobe update? Introducing Divine Nine's Custom Menswear, your clothier for truly unique, custom-made threads. With Divine Nine, you can design your own one-of-a-kind suit, jacket, slacks, shirts, golf pants, and shorts, perfectly handcrafted by our skilled artisans who will bring your vision to life. Prepare to stand out from the crowd with Divine Nine's Custom Clothier, official clothier of Seth Joyner. Custom clothing made for you.
There's a number on the screen.
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 There is a number on the screen.
There's a number on the screen.
There's a number on the screen. There's a number on the screen.
At Revolution X, we know that fortunes are made in times of uncertainty. Are you selling your investment real estate? Are you interested in deferring your tax with a 1031 exchange? At RevX, we're experts in 1031 exchange planning and the use of passive real estate options using DSTs. Not in the midst of an exchange and want to invest in real estate but don't know where to start? Revolution X has institutional grade real estate options for any size investor right now. Set up a consultation at RevXWealth.com. RevX, defer the tax, maximize the gain.
This segment is brought to you by Weber Display and Packaging. Welcome back. Considering the inconsistent play on both sides of the ball throughout the first 4 weeks, the Eagles are one of only 2 undefeated teams in the National Football League. Like many of you, I just can't understand why it's been such a struggle for them, particularly the offensive side of the ball, to get going. The O-line is a bit banged up. They're struggling to effectively run the football, and Jalen's inconsistencies passing the ball is a mystery. Everyone has a theory. Jalen's not seeing the field. The wide receivers aren't separating. The O-line is not playing at the level of previous years. Kevin Patullo's play calling. But this unit has shown flashes of dominance, and only time will tell whether how they're playing is sustainable or whether they'll hit their stride and find their identity. It is not outside the realm of possibility that their identity may need to change from week to week, passing early to loosen up the running lanes or running to open up the passing game. One thing is for sure, the clock is now ticking, in my opinion, for them to figure it out. The defense and special teams have been the bright spot, in my opinion. Defensively, they're ahead of schedule. They've also flashed the brilliance, turning the ball over, coming up with key stops, and providing the offense with advantageous field position. They've also had poor tackling, broken assignments, and fundamental and technical breakdowns as well. but they always seem to bounce back and come up with timely big plays when it's needed most. Special teams have been beyond special. With back-to-back weeks, they've blocked 2 field goals, returned 1 for a touchdown to seal the game, and a punt block and return for a TD that set the tenor for the game last week. I don't look at these plays as luck as some people might, but as needed and necessary elements of the 3 phases of football: offense, defense, and special teams. And when you can win 2 out of the 3 phases, it usually means you won the game. As long as they continue to lift each other up in critical moments in the game, they'll keep on winning. Who cares? A win is a win. Next up, the Denver Broncos, who's next to try to dethrone the champs. The Broncos have one of the NFL's top defenses, and statistically, there's some positive and negatives. Yards-wise, the Eagles are at a disadvantage. The Birds in the lower half of rushing and passing yards, while the Broncos are top 10 in almost all statistical categories. But the Birds are top 10 in points, third down conversions, and they're number 1 in red zone conversions. The Broncos' offense is number 5 in rushing. The Birds are 21st against the run and will certainly be tested. And they are top 10 in the red zone, where the Birds are the NFL's top red zone defense. The Eagles defense will need to control the Denver Broncos running game and force second-year quarterback Bo Nix to try to win the game on his arm. I can't wait for the chess matchup between Denver head coach and play caller Sean Payton and Eagles DC Vic Fangio. That being said, I can't pick against the Birds until I witness them not find a way to pull victory from the jaws of defeat. I got the Birds pulling out another nail-biter, 17-24. That's the show for tonight. Tune in next week as we look back on the battle with the Broncos and look ahead to Thursday Night Football versus the division foe New York Giants up the turnpike. Have a great night, Philly, and go Birds.